Hi guys, Assalamualaikum. Before I start my video today, I will introduce myself first. My name is Rizka Aulia Safitri and I am a student of K. Haji Abdullah Hafazullah University. By the way, it's a great day, right? Today I want to explain you all about how to make a good questions. For your student, there are three things you must mention before you make a question or quiz for your students. Do you want to know it? Okay, let's check it out. Okay, the first we will talk about level of difficulty. What is a level of difficulty? It means we must take a look for each question we have made. In this case, we can measure the level of difficulty for each question through the percentage answering the item correctly. It means the smaller the percentage shows the more difficult the question, and vice versa. The bigger the percentage shows the more easier the question. So, do you get it? Okay, next. And how to measure the level? Okay, in this section we have the formula to measure it, which is there is a formula to measure level of difficulty. So P, it means the percentage who answered the item correctly. R, it means the number who answered the item correctly. And T, it means the total number of subjects or students. And after we calculate it, we find a percentage of level difficulty. And the index of difficulty level have a 5 parts. And the conclusion is the percentage that not moderate have to revise to make an effective question for your students. And the second, we talk about discriminating power. But it's not seem like before. In this section, before we figure out about the discriminating power, we have to decide the students into two groups. The first group is it contains a upper group, and the second it contains a lower group. The upper group contains the students who have high score, and the lower group it means the student who have low score. After we decided, we can determine the discriminating power by comparing the number of students in the upper and lower groups who answered the item correctly. There are two kinds of discriminating power. And first is positive and negative discrimination. Positive discrimination is when more students in upper group who answer correctly. Then negative discrimination is when more students in lower group who answer correctly. To determine the level of discriminating power, we can use this formula. Okay, there is D. It means the index of discriminating power. And there is RU. It means the number in the upper who answered the item correctly. And there is RI. It means the number in the lower group who answered the item correctly. And there is 1/2 of the total number of students include the item analysis. The discriminating power of an item is reported as a decimal fraction. Maximum positive discriminating power is indicated by an index of 1,00. It obtained only when all students in the upper group answer correctly and no one from lower group does. Zero discriminating power is obtained when an equal number of students in each group answer them correctly. It means that the upper group and the lower group answer the item correctly. It's equal. And negative discriminating power is obtained when more students in lower group than in the upper group answer correctly. Okay, and there is a table about scale of discriminating power. Okay, and the last we talk about the effectiveness of this structure. It is same as before. We have to decide into groups upper and lower. And then to determine the effectiveness of these structures, we can compare the number of students in the upper and lower group who select each incorrect alternative. There are some qualities of this structure. Those are effective, ineffective, and completely ineffective. Those are effective, ineffective, and completely ineffective. The alternative is effective when more students in lower group are distracted. For ineffective, it is obtained when less students from lower group are distracted and when the number of students from upper and lower is same in choose the alternatives. Then it is completely ineffective when no one students from upper and lower group is distracted. Okay, there is an example of the effectiveness of this structure. We have to look at it. A is effective since more students in lower group are distracted. B and C are completely ineffective since no one student from lower group is distracted. Okay, that's all about how to make a good question, and I hope it is useful for you all. Happy watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.